Welcome once again unto this special edition where I'm going to introduce you on how to drive using these defensive skills. As you can just look, this is bend to the left hand side. So when you're approaching this position or this junction, remember that is a very technical and is very dangerous because this is almost a black spot. So when you are driving, remember that if it's during the day, you have to hoot. When you're hooting is a way that you alert the traffic coming from in front of you. So, and remember, if you are driving your vehicle during the night, you remember that you have to drive at a convenient speed. So when approaching this position, your lights must be dimmed down low so that you can see the road clearly. So this is a junction where most accidents do happen because most drivers don't take laws into serious note. So remember, as a driver, when you are approaching this junction, this is a junction which is very technical and which is very dangerous. So when approaching this area, remember that there are some of the basic tips that you have to put into consideration. Number one, the position. Number two, you need to check the speed. Number three, you need to check your mirrors. Number four, you need to check on your speed. And if you are driving the vehicle uphill, if you're driving your vehicle uphill, remember that there are some of the most important things that you need to do. Number one, you should not drive using a neutral gear. A neutral gear, when you drive a neutral gear, the vehicle cannot be in a position of dropping down the vehicle. Number two, when you are driving your vehicle during this downhill, remember to use the slow gears. That is number one and number two. Number three, if you are driving along this area, you should not overtake because this is a very technical and a very dangerous area when you are driving your vehicle. So welcome once again as we keep on advancing into these special tips on how to drive in the corners that are very dangerous, in the corners that can cause accident. Remember that driving is a basic skill. Driving is a tip. When you're driving this area, there are some other things that you can encounter when you're driving this area. Remember, this is a remote area. You can encounter animals or cattle crossing. So usually there must be cattle crossing on this line. So remember that if you see any cattle, you have to slow down and you have to stop your vehicle so that you give this cattle to cross the way. Welcome once again, and be free to subscribe, be free to comment, be free to share. Thank you so much as we keep on moving into a greater height of prosperity in driving.